Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I want to walk you through the final step of the magical moving process. We have been through kind of preparing to move, leaving your old place, cleansing the new place, and now the last step is to bless the space. There are a couple different ways that I do this that I have talked about quite a bit, so I will not be sharing again. These are things like baking a fresh loaf of bread to welcome the space, scattering cinnamon under the front doormat to bring prosperity and luck, and of course the practices that I did to prepare for moving here, such as making a scattering blend to put around the perimeter of the property, as well as an oil to bring both cleansing and protection to the home, but also happiness and calm. So today, with all of that in mind, I want to share with you this blessing that should be done to really solidify the space as yours. You can do this at any step in the move-in process if you have the time to cleanse and bless the space before you get everything in, or you can save this till after. So at this point, I am not fully moved in the unpacking sense, but I have all of my belongings in this home. And so I'm kind of in a weird little limbo space, but it is starting to feel pretty much like home. And so this is my step to say, all right, yeah, this is home. And my favorite way to do this is either by burning an herb bundle or by making a blessing candle. And because my fireplace is not quite ready for a full fire, I figured I could kind of mix these two together and make a candle that I burn in the fireplace. So that's what we'll do today. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is a website building and hosting company, and as I'm currently working on putting up a website, it is very exciting to get to partner with them. With Fluid Engine, a next-generation website design system from Squarespace, it's never been easier for anyone to unlock creative design. You get to start with a best-in-class website template and customize every detail with reimagined drag-and-drop technology for desktop or mobile. You can stretch your imagination when it comes to online design with Fluid Engine, built in and ready to go on any new Squarespace site. One thing I really love about Squarespace is their flexible website template. You get to get started with one of their professional website templates with designs for every category and use case. Then customize your look, update the content, and add features to fit your unique needs. You can make any Squarespace template do what you want, so your idea, brand, or business stands out online on every device and can be as unique to you as you dream. Another thing that I really love about Squarespace is the ease of working an online store. Whether you sell physical, digital, or service products, Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. So if this sounds interesting to you, go to squarespace.com/thegreenwitch to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring, and let's get back to the video. As is probably pretty clear already by the name, the first important part of a spell candle is, well, a candle. Ideally, it is an unused candle. It can be any size or shape or color that feels right to you. Personally, I favor a white taper candle for this kind of a blessing. I feel that it is a nice neutral energy that will just work to amplify the working of the herbs, or rather the energy of the herbs. The other thing that is essential in something like this is somewhere where it is safe to keep the herbs while the candle burns. Ideally, the candle will not burn the herbs, but better safe than sorry. So I like to keep something that is either ceramic or metal, something that will contain any loose flames. In addition to this, this will be burning in my fireplace, which is where fire is supposed to be burning, so it is a very safe operation. Of course, Always make sure to keep an eye on it and be very careful. That is the number one important step with spell candles. For this spell candle, I have chosen to craft it using ingredients that I am able to harvest in my yard. It's February, so there's not a lot growing here, but there are some good starts. And I've chosen 3 herbs that are all protective in nature. This will be hellebore, ferns, which are also fortifying, as well as cypress. And the cypress is also a wonderful blessing herb. Now, because these are all growing in my yard, I haven't gathered them yet, and I thought it would be lovely to build this spell as I gather the herbs together. So if you're in a similar boat to me and are able to build this spell like this, gather your candle and your heat-safe container, and let's go gather some herbs. This has turned out to be absolutely stunning. It is so beautiful. It's got all of the protective elements, fortifying and blessing elements, and it came from this very yard. I've really missed getting to do spell work like this on the regular, and I just feel really good about it. If you don't have a yard or are unable to gather ingredients because it's winter or some other reason, you can use herbs that you have on hand, of course, or even gather herbs from another area. I do recommend working with things that are in season if you can. I think that it adds a lot of power. And ideally, if you're able to get herbs that are in abundance around you, then it will work even more powerfully. But it doesn't have to be that way, and work with whatever you feel drawn to. These herbs I'm very lucky to have in my yard, and they are powerful and perfectly associated for this. But there are also hundreds of others that are as well. It doesn't have to match my spell exactly. This is just the one that I am making. So at this point, it is ready to be lit. If you don't have a fireplace, feel free to burn the candle in any prominent area of your home. For me, the fireplace is a very prominent area. A hearth is somewhat akin to the heart of a home. So something that has the similar energy to that, whether that's a dining room or a living room or a kitchen, whatever feels good to you. Hi, Miss Girl. Do you want to see what I made? Okay. It's a goose. Anyways, so now I'm just going to go light it. Now I will allow that to burn down in its entirety. It's in a safe place. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Make sure you do the same. And pick a candle that will burn at the rate that you would like it to. If you need to leave it, snuff out the flame and come back to it. You can also transport the candle throughout the house if you wish to really touch on each room individually. As I said before, I do recommend picking herbs that are in abundance at the moment, and if you can get them fresh, all the better. But if you can't, using common tea herbs or anything that you have easy access to will of course work great. It's about connecting and working your magic into it. It's not just about picking the same ingredients that I have. I really enjoy working seasonally and with what's in current abundance, and so my spells reflect that, and that makes them pretty unique across the board. And I think it's a fantastic way to practice if that's something you are interested in following as well. And this practice concludes my major moving in home things. I may make another video on the bread that I like to make if you're interested in that, but otherwise that is kind of the close to this moving series. Soon I will be moved in fully here and we will be figuring out a nice rhythm of crafting. I hope you've enjoyed this and have gotten something useful out of it. This blessing candle, while I do use it when I'm moving into a new home, is something I like to do to kind of reset the energy of a space every now and again, especially in the spring. It's not quite spring yet, but it's starting to feel like it could be coming around the corner eventually. So this is a good time to do it, especially if you're doing a large-scale spring cleaning anytime soon. But anyways, I hope you've enjoyed, and I think it's time to close out this video. So if you can and would like to, I'd really appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon. There I share art, herbal profiles, book recommendations, and monthly workshops. It's a ton of fun over there, and it's really what keeps things rolling over here, so if you want to help support this channel, I'd really appreciate it if you checked it out. I also have another channel where I share more vlogs, my day-to-day life, more magic, herbalism, all of those good things. It's a ton of fun over there as well. And I wrote a book. It's all about spellcraft and will bring the beginner to the intermediate. So if any of these sound interesting to you, they will all be linked in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.